Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel if you happen to be new here. My name is Jess. As you guys can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a book haul. These books are books that I've either within the last like 5 months got and then forgot to talk about, or books that I've gotten in the last couple of months that I just wanted to sit down and kind of show you guys. I'm really excited for this haul because it actually holds a vast collection of books that I don't normally buy. Books that I've never really been interested in, books that I've kind of just like borrowed from the library as opposed to buying, those types of books. So I'm really excited to sit down and kind of talk to you guys about all the books that I have recently purchased. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. So the first book I have here, I know absolutely nothing about. I just know a lot of my friends have been speaking about it. My husband said, hey, I'll buy you a book while we're at Barnes & Noble. And I saw this book and immediately bought it because so many people I know are reading this book. And that'd be Malice by John Gwynne. I am so excited to read this. It is massive. First off, it is absolutely massive. I have also realized that I can pretty much buy every single book from Orbit and I would probably love it. So when I saw this was from Orbit, I immediately grabbed it because I knew eventually I'm going to fall in love with it. But all I know about this is it is a fantasy novel. That is all I know. If you know any more information, leave it down below for me. But when I saw this, I just knew I needed to get it because I have been wanting to read this series because a lot of people that I genuinely trust the opinions of have raved about the series in the last couple of months. So that is why I picked up this book and I can't wait to get around to it. Now the next book I have here, I haven't talked about on my channel, but it should come as no surprise that I did actually pick this up. I think I talked about it in a vlog, but I picked this up really late in the middle of the month in July, and that would be Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. We're gonna go ahead and ignore that stupid signed author sticker. I cannot get it off, and you can tell I like kind of tried to get it off, but I couldn't. This is the third book in the series. I'm not gonna go too in depth on this series because like I said, this is the third one in the series, but I am just so excited to finish this. I actually love Sabaa's writing style. I love that it is both brutal and beautiful, and she doesn't hold back despite this being a YA series as well. If you guys are interested at all in this, I would definitely pick it up. The first one is obviously called An Ember in the Ashes. I could not recommend this series enough. If you guys have actually seen my video on things I'm thankful for from Booktube, you will see that this series is actually one of the books that I actually talked about. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to finally own this, and eventually I will get around to reading it. I'm just really nervous about reading it, although I have heard there's going to be a fourth one, so I should probably read this sooner rather than later. Now this next book I'm super excited to have. This was actually sent to me by my friend Sid, and oh my god, I love this author. This is by Kiersten White. It's The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. This is an arc of her upcoming book. I believe this comes out in September. I cannot wait to read this. This is obviously another female retelling, and this time it is of Frankenstein. That is all I know about this because I tend to want to go into retellings a little bit more blind than usual because obviously since it is a retelling of a story that has already been created, the overall theme should be about the same, and I feel like at that point if I read kind of what this is about, it's going to make the book seem a little boring to me. So all I know is it is a female retelling of Elizabeth Frankenstein, and I am so excited to finally read this. Now the next book I have here was actually sent to me by Samm, who is That Bookish Gamer here on YouTube. I will leave her channel down below. She's one of my absolute best friends and you guys should definitely check her out. She's doing some really nice and awesome things this month. But I have Tiger's Daughter by K. Arsenault Rivera, I believe is how you say this. All I know about this book is that it follows kind of warring tribes, as well as there are demons that come back and start attacking kind of their forts and their fortifications because their society has kind of gone to shit essentially and they're unable to defend themselves against that. The only other thing I know about this book is that it actually has some kind of gay rep in it, which I'm really excited about. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what's in this book. But I am so excited to read this, and I am so thankful that Samm actually sent this to me. This is definitely a book that I think I'm going to absolutely love, and I know she gave this a very high rating. I don't know if she gave it 4 or 5 stars, but either way, I could not thank her enough for sending this to me, and I cannot wait to read it. Now the last of the fantasy novels I have here was also actually sent to me by Orbit. This is the second book in the Kings of the Wyld trilogy, I believe, but it is Bloody Rose. This is a series that I've been wanting to read for a very long time. I was actually sent Kings of the Wyld by AJ, who is the book breakdown here on YouTube. He's actually sent that to me for my birthday, him and G did, and I didn't read it, and then Samm was raving about how much she loved it and she gave it 5 stars and it made her cry, and I was like, shit, I need to read it. And then this showed up in the mail like a day later, so I'm really excited to get into the series. Also, I think the covers are just absolutely stunning, and the storyline sounds really cool. It's about a band of older gentlemen who kind of, well, older people, I don't know if it's all men, but they all get back together after being apart for a very long time, and they start going on like little adventures again and trying to just get the band back together, and it just apparently is so funny, and I really like funny fantasy novel, so I'm really excited to read this. And I don't know why I've been sleeping on this series, but after Sam read it, and I know Sam and I tend to agree a lot on our fantasy novels, I was like, I need to pick this up. I need to get it right now. And then it showed up. So I cannot wait to get to the series, and I'm going to start it. Hopefully it's going to be the next book that I start, The Kings of the Wyld. So the last like novel that I have is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. This is about a girl who lives in a traditional Chinese family, and they want her to become a doctor. They want her to, you know, do what they were unable to do as Chinese immigrants, and then she actually dies. And the reason why I picked this up is Celeste has been touted as an amazing like thriller fiction kind of author, and I've never read anything by her, and I wanted to pick up Little Fires Everywhere, but I couldn't find the paperback edition in it, and I like this Penguin, the small Penguin paperback edition. But I'm just really excited to read that because it sounds so intriguing to me, and it's definitely of a genre that I don't normally read. I don't normally read like any thriller or, you know, just traditional fiction books anymore, and I think it's going to be an excellent refresher for me, as well as this being pretty short. But if you've read this, let me know down below what you thought of it. I've just heard amazing things about it, and I just can't wait to read it. Okay, now I'm going to get into the comics that I've actually purchased recently. The first one that I picked up was Fence Volume 1. This follows our main character, Nicholas. He is the illegitimate son of a fencing champion, and he's kind of really scrappy. He's from sort of like a poor neighborhood, but he wants to compete. He wants to become better than what everyone thinks he's going to be. Like I said, he's illegitimate, so I don't know at this point, having read this, I have actually read this, if his dad knows that he even exists at this point. But I loved this. I really didn't think that I was going to. The writing style is also very beautiful and very well done, and the story is really cute. As well as, this is written by the person who wrote The Captive Prince, so I believe there is a little bit of gay rep in here. As of the first like volume, I haven't seen any yet, but I have heard through the grapevine that there's quite a bit in this, and I can't wait to pick up the other ones. I'm actually getting ready to order them soon once I get paid again. I just really love this. I love the color. I love the story. There is like a nemesis who I think might be his love interest later on. Don't quote me on that, but I would really like them to be together, and I just absolutely love this, and I think that it is stunning. And if you guys are interested, I will leave the Panels book club down below. It's started by Natalie, Pages and Panels, here on YouTube, and I'm loving following along, and she's kind of like kickstarted my love of comic books again, and I can't wait to continue with the group. Alright, and the next one I have here, you guys may have heard me talk about on my channel. It would be Spaceboy. This is about a girl who actually lives in deep space on a mining colony. There's an accident, and her father's kind of laid off, and they're sent back to Earth. But to travel to Earth, it's 30 light years away, and when she wakes up, everybody has aged 30 years around her. The world has changed 30 years, but she and her family have not, so she's forced to adjust. And I really liked this book. I've actually already read it. It is more of a heartwarming, but also kind of like makes you think kind of book, and I really liked that about it. It was not what I was expecting it to be, as well as the art style is just absolutely beautiful. It's bright and colorful, and I just really liked it. If you guys are interested, I think the second one is coming out later on this year, I believe. I already have it pre-ordered, but I would definitely recommend it. Also, if you guys are interested at all, I will link up above the video that I actually did on this comic book. Alright guys, so this next comic book I want to talk about, I have actually seen absolutely everywhere online. A lot of my friends have read it, a lot of my friends have raved about it, and that would be Low. I have heard a little bit about this. I know the Earth has kind of been irradiated and people have to flee into the oceans, and they kind of set up like their own little like worlds down below. That's all I know about it. I really like the art style. I think the art style is stunning. I love art styles like this. It looks like it's actually drawn as opposed to just done on a computer. I really, really like that. This is like a MA, like a mature audience kind of comic book though. I believe it does have like sex and violence and things like that in it. And honestly, that just sounds like a comic that I'm absolutely going to love. Alright, and the last three that I have here are actually mangas. And the first one that I want to talk about is one that, once again, Natalie from Pages and Panels actually talked about, and that would be I Hear the Sunspot. This is about a boy who is deaf, and he transfers to a new school, and he's sort of trying to find his way, and there is like a little bit of a love story, but it's not quite a love story between him and the other boy in the book, and it just sounds like something I'm really gonna like, because the way Natalie described it is very heartwarming and fuzzy and cute, and honestly, I just need that in my life right now. So when I saw this online, when I saw her talk about it, I had to pick it up. If you guys are interested, I actually recreated her photo that she did on Instagram, and I'm really enjoying, like I said, all of her comic recommendations. If you guys are looking for more of those, like comic and manga, she's definitely the channel to check out. And like I said, I'll list her down below, but I'm really, really excited to read this one. Like, it just sounds so cute. It's actually one that I'm currently going to start today. It's Monday when I'm filming this, so hopefully by the time you guys get a little update from me, I will have finished it. And the next one I have here is the biggest manga I have ever purchased, and one that I don't know a whole lot about, but I know enough. But it is orange, and like I said, this is massive. Like, for example, like a normal manga is like this big. This is huge. This is like 400 and some pages, but I've heard nothing but good things about this. All I know is that our main character is starting 11th grade. She's trying to find out where she kind of fits, and then she receives a letter from herself 10 years in the future. And that sounds so intriguing to me. I've actually been wanting to watch the anime, but I wanted to read the manga first. I don't know which one came first. I know that they like to kind of do that. Sometimes it'll be a manga, sometimes it'll be an anime, but I'm so really excited to read this. These are also really cheap right now. I was able to find it for like $11 or something on Amazon, unfortunately, but I cannot wait to read this. I really genuinely don't normally like slice of life kind of stuff, but this sounds like it might have a little bit of future stuff in it as well. So the last one that I have here is actually from a movie that I have been wanting to watch for absolutely ever, but I refuse to pirate a version of this. So if you know where I can watch this legally, let me know down below. But it would be Your Name. A lot of people have seen this. A lot of people have been crushed by this. My husband was crushed by this, and I still have yet to see it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up the manga. The animated movie actually came out first, but they did release a manga shortly after that, and I can't wait to read it. It actually follows these two main characters, and she remembers him, but he doesn't remember her, and there's a lot of like love and loss and like heartbreaking things in this book. But honestly, I can't wait to read it. It just sounds so, I don't know, like difficult, but also, you ever watch a movie just because you want to cry? I feel like that's kind of what this manga is, but I can't wait to read it, honestly. And I think the covers of these are absolutely stunning. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below your favorite most recent book that you've picked up. I would love to know. I'm always in the market to buy more books, although I really need to stop. I was actually doing the bookish wish list thing on Twitter recently, so I bought a bunch of books for other people to kind of curb the fact that I'm so selfishly buying them for me as well, because I'm supposed to be on a book buying ban, but it's not really working. But yeah, let me know down below your most recent pickup. But I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!